Hey guys, a very warm welcome to my channel again. I'm Zen, and today I'm going to talk about one of the Ferrari that I own. Earlier, my first Ferrari was actually a 348 Challenge. It's very raw, super rare, and it's got a gated manual transmissions, and it's got a roll cage in there as well. It's crazy, you know, having a Ferrari full respect actually to be driven on the public road. And those days I was very young and curious, so I don't really care about the unpracticality. I know the car it's not comfortable, and I really didn't care about that at all. I just want a car that was cool, you know. Here in the F430, it's a very different story. Every time when I get into this car, I get really excited, and someday I still get butterfly in my tummy, because this car is really something. It's very different from any of the other Ferrari that I own. Especially when I look at the rear mirror, I see the engine, the red V8 dancing around, moving around, and I can hear it and I can see it, and that makes it very special, you know. And then when I look outside my side mirror, I can see a huge van that sucking air into the engine bay, and again, that to me is something, a very nice view, the best view in the world. This is why I said every time I get in the car, I get excited. Just hear the noise, the sound, you know. It's just a very different experience. At the same time, I also invited a very good friend. His name is Rudy Norman. He's got tons and tons of questions about this car. So today I'm just going to get in there, review the car with him, and get it over with once and for all. Hey Rudy, brother. Good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And
Today you bring this car?
yes, it's a F430, and I know that you have been asking me a lot about F430, about, you know, the whole car, the spec, and also the maintenance of the car. So here I am today. I'm here to share with you, and also to all our friends out there, that actually you don't need to be super rich to own a supercar like this. Hello everyone, welcome to our man cave. And Rudy,
Yes.
good to see you again.
Alright.
Thanks for joining us in the studio.
Of course, sebab dekat luar tadi terlampau panas.
Very hot.
So kita cari inisiatif. Zen dah tunjukkan studio dia, inilah segmen baru kita. Kalau you guys like, suka apa yang kita buat sekarang, korang boleh comment and share and subscribe channel Zen Low 69. Betul tak Zen?
Thank you, Rudy. Yes. Okay, let's pick up where we left behind. We were talking about you don't need to be super rich to own a supercar, correct?
Tipu.
Yeah. No, I'm not tipu. I'm not bluffing. I'm not lying. Depending. I mean, you need to be average wealthy. You don't have to be super rich. Now remember, back then this car was produced in 2005, and then that was the first production, and the last production was 2009. Back then at 2005, this car was sold at NASA for 1.1 million. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It's very expensive, a lot of money, 1.1 million. But
pada ketika tu lah.
yeah, but hello, today it's not going to cost you that kind of money. It's already been depreciated down all the way down to the rock bottom. This car now today,
Berapa?
you can pick them up at 350 to 450,000 ringgit. I'm not kidding you. That's
Okey, nanti kita check dekat mudah ke Google ke apa benda price.
Yup.
Kita boleh compare. Sekarang zaman internet senang je nak tahu
Yup.
kan. Kita boleh Google it and then itulah price yang Zen cakap dalam 300 ke
350 to 450,000 depending on the year and condition. And with that kind of money, what can you buy? M3, M2, a GTR, R35. That's about
Yeah.
the same price, you know. So
Betul.
how can you consider that expensive? No, it's not. Now,
kalau
if you-
nak comparekan GTR 34 dengan Ferrari, so rasanya kasta tu jauh lah.
Ya.
Bila you bawa Skyline, is consider you bawa Skyline. Walaupun abang tahu memang Skyline tu sekarang memang tengah melambung pun harga dia. But then bila you bawa Ferrari, you punya level dekat lain bib. Betul tak?
Correct. But then today, if you want to buy an R35, how much it's going to cost you? 800,000. Mahal juga, right? So with that kind of money, you can buy a 458, Ferrari 458, which is
Correct.
a younger model than this car.
Younger model.
So in reality, just because the car is premium, is iconic, and a lot of people have this mindset thinking, oh, owning a Ferrari, you need to be super rich. That's not true. If you know what you're looking for, like this particular 430, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So do look into it. If you are into Ferrari, Ferrari is your dream car, this is something at this moment worth buying.
Adakah model Ferrari 430 ni recommended by Zen? Zen akan bawa kita untuk walk around kereta ni sendiri, yang dibawa sendiri, it's your car, right? Okay, so kita akan tengok satu persatu detail kereta ni dan kita akan telitikan kat mana kesempurnaan dia, yang kenapa dan kenapa Zen memilih model 430 sebagai kereta, salah satu kereta yang dia collect.
This car is a bit of an old school, modern classic, you know, so I like car in that kind of era.
Tak ada
And,
banyak elektronik.
I don't like electronic car, like my Pista.
Racer memang tak suka elektronik lah.
Yes.
Dia semuanya dekat dia punya fit and
Yes.
feel, right?
Comparing to my Pista, Pista is too refined. The car is full of electronic. Basically, you can drive them every day. You can take it to the supermarket and whatnot. But the 430 is different. You need to put in effort to actually drive the car. Now, in this car, if you don't put in effort, if you're a lazy driver, this car is going to turn around and bite you. I'm not kidding you.
So kereta ni monster lah.
Yeah, the whole reason that's why I like this car so much. Just like right, you know.
Maknanya tak semua orang yang boleh bawa kereta ni kan. So kepada soalan yang berikutnya, bila you cerita pasal Ferrari and Skyline, memang kita tahu harga untuk sekarang market is about the same lah, boleh dikatakan lebih kurang. Tapi maintenance wise, itu yang sangat membimbangkan kita untuk maintain Ferrari. Paling kita orang kata paling simple lah. Simple question is, berapa harga nak a simple oil change?
Again, it's not ridiculously expensive. A typical oil change for a 430 or the older generation is around 3,700 ringgit. So it's not ridiculously expensive. Yeah, to change a oil change on a GTR R35 is also going to cost you somewhere around 3,000 ringgit.
Around
So,
that price.
yeah.
BMW pun new
Yeah,
model
BMW
pun sama kan?
2,000 plus. So it's still affordable, not ridiculously expensive.
okay.
Yeah.
Biasa kita kalau fikir pasal supercar je kan, tukar minyak hitam ni mesti 5,000, 6,000 ni. Tapi bila Zen cakap dalam 3,000 lebih tu, babe, servis Ducati pun macam tu juga harga. Motor kot.
And don't forget, Rudy, you're entering a supercar category.
Betul.
You're
Level
not-
dia lain.
You're not in a sports car
Not sports
category
car,
anymore.
yes.
You're in a supercar category. So when you get to that level, you have to pay a little bit of premium rate. That's for sure, you know.
Okay Zen, I tak nak cerita panjang sebab I nak tengok sangat kereta tu, do details. Jom kita pergi tengok you punya kereta.
Come.
So, this is the car. And again, aku terlupa tadi. Zen nak jawab tapi abang dah potong dia. So sekarang Zen, I nak tanya lagi sekali, why the car is black? Because Ferrari is red.
Well, it's obvious. Look at me. I'm Mr. Blackie.
Yeah.
I love black color. Black is my thing. It's
You
my
are.
kind of color. Red is too flashy. I think Ferrari is already very flashy car. Having it red is even flashier. So I think black is cool for me. So that's why I chose black color.
Zen is
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
So boleh kita cerita tentang dia punya muka dulu tak?
Can, for
macam
sure.
bumper and lampu. Mana kita nak start dulu?
But first of all, don't you think she's sexy and gorgeous for a 17 years old model? She's 17. This model is 17 years old. It's way ahead of time.
It's very simple bro.
Look at this.
Italiano. Takkan tak lawa kot kan, awet Europe. So Zen, kat mana kita nak start?
Okay. Now, first of all, look at this car. The design, apart from it being gorgeous, everything about this car is functional. From the van to the tiny little lip here. So let's start with the lip here. You notice there's no big front spoiler
Ya,
on
dia
this
tak
car?
ada splitter,
Yes.
tak ada.
You don't really need it because this car has got such a great aerodynamic. The way they designed this car is this tiny little front lip here. The air pass through here and channel through the flat bottom all the way through the back and exit on the rear diffuser.
Oh.
And this create a suction on the car and literally suck the car down. Okay?
Really?
Yes.
Maknanya dia bukan untuk, yalah.
Just like
I
Formula One
fikir-
technology, basically.
Betul. I
the
fikir
aerodynamics.
yang ni nak sejukkan radiator tapi engine dekat belakang.
No, you are right. That van is also designed to cool down the radiator, the oil
Tapi
cooler.
radiator kat belakang.
Yes, but there's a duct system that actually channel the air to the back, and it also help to cool down the brake system as well, the front brakes. Okay.
Dia buat dua kerja.
Correct. So that's why you look at this duct is so big, and it actually there's like a highway ducting channel in there that distribute air to different various parts of the components. Yeah. To
Dan
cool the
dia
car
juga
down.
jadi aerodynamic. Correct?
Yes,
Tadi
correct.
Zain cakap dia juga akan sedut angin untuk downforcekan kereta. So dia jadi teknologi yang diorang buat lah.
Okay. Let's move forward.
Okay?
Now, powerful engine require big brakes. You need powerful brake to stop the car. Now, as you can see, this car is equipped with 6-port caliper. Originally, the car came standard with 4-port, but I
you dah
upgraded to
tukar?
6-port. Yeah.
Oh,
Because you know me, I like to go to the track, so I
Yeah.
need a bit more stopping power. That's why I swap it to I upgraded to a 6-port caliper with a cast iron rotor steel. However, Rudy, there is an option for you to upgrade to a ceramic rotor.
Ceramik yang selalu digunakan untuk racing lah, race
Yes,
car lah.
correct. But
Yep.
but
How much is it?
yes, I knew that question is coming. You always ask how much. Okay, here you go. The answer is around 55,000 ringgit for a full set of rotor. Just the rotor, yeah, excluding the belt, excluding the caliper, just the rotor itself is 55,000 ringgit. So that is
Exceptional price for Ferrari lah, I
yes,
think.
and that's why I'm having cast iron because I don't drive fast on the road. I drive very slow, so this is good enough power for me. Yeah. So
Okay. The brake is still came from Ferrari.
it is Ferrari brakes. It's made by Brembo for Ferrari, and but yeah, it's
4-port to 6-port.
correct. Yeah.
Itu upgrade yang dia buat lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Next is
Move down here to the side. Rudy, have you ever noticed why there is a hole on the side mirror here?
Aku yakin benda ni bukan untuk kosmetik, tapi aku tak pasti kenapa dia buat lubang macam ni. Adakah kalau ikut secara logikal kita selalu fikir kereta track kan ada yang untuk
That
driver
thing
tu
for
kan.
the driver?
Tapi
Okay.
apa function dia?
Let me share with you why Ferrari designed this side mirror with a dissected stock. Now, when they put this car under the wind tunnel, they discover that the air flowing through the stock actually distracted the air going into this van, which feeding air into the engine bay. So therefore, the engineer is very clever by dissecting the stock here, creating a hole here, which allowed the air to flow through here smoothly into the engine bay. So that is the reason why they came out with that design. But it's also good looking other than it's functional.
Maknanya tiga bahagian ni, lubang ni, pintu dan juga air duct ni ialah tiga bahagian yang function sebagai highway untuk udara lalu terus straight pergi sini. Maknanya kalau dia tak tutup tadi, angin tu akan ke atas lah.
Correct. We split into half.
So
Correct.
bahagian ni tak function lah. So dia buat supaya angin boleh lalu sini dan angin tu boleh masuk kat dalam ni. That's very brilliant.
Clever, isn't it? That's what engineering all about. Okay, coming to the rear, you notice that the caliper is smaller. It's actually 4-pot, and
Yeah.
that's sufficient.
Tapi
More than
kenapa
enough.
ada kaliper lagi satu ni? Ni untuk
Oh,
apa?
that's for handbrake.
Oh, tu untuk
That's the
handbrake je.
handbrake. Yeah,
Okay,
this is
okay,
the
okay.
actual foot brake. So it's more than sufficient for a 4-pot, and the spec on the wheel is actually on the rear is 295/30 19. The front is running at 235 35 19.
Ini original spec ke atau you dah ubah?
No, this is already been upgraded to Scuderia spec. So the wheel is wider, bigger in dimension, and broader tires as well. The original spec for this car is smaller. The width of the tire is smaller as well. Yeah, so this is based on Scuderia spec. So now the car and the wheel and the body arch are flash.
Ya, betul.
The original 430, the wheel is actually inside the fender, which look a little bit too weak for me. So I like it to be flush with the body, so it looks nicer.
Memang cantik
Ya.
lah. So padanan yang sesuai untuk rim dan offset dia. So kita pergi ke bahagian belakang pula. Jom kita tengok apa yang seksi kat bahagian belakang. Okey Zen. Sekarang kita dah pergi kat bahagian belakang
Come in the back.
Seperti yang kita tahu, bahagian belakang dia punya ikonik. Nampak je sudah tahu 4 biji mata tu melambangkan Ferrari lah.
Yes.
But
But this typical design is very special. They actually took it off from Enzo Ferrari and applied onto the 430. So if you look at the Enzo and the 430, there's a lot of similarity. Now,
so apa yang menariknya lagi kat belakang ni? Macam yang saya nampak Zen,
yes,
kereta ni tak ada wing.
yes, good point. Well spotted. This car do not have a big wing, just a small little dark wing. We call this a ducktail. Just this tiny little ducktail is sufficient. The reason is because earlier I mentioned that this car has got a flat bottom, so all the downforce is actually generated more from the bottom. It sucked the car down. Now, if you notice that this car's got a huge, come down here, huge diffuser. Now, all this black here actually functional, so all the air channel through the flat bottom and exit through all this diffuser, which create a suction to suck the car down. Therefore, you don't need a big wing.
Angin yang dekat depan tadi,
Yes.
dia tarik semua sampai kat belakang.
Betul.
So sistem kereta ni, okay, correct me if I'm not mistaken. Sistem kereta ni punya aero bukan dekat atas mata-mata.
A little bit on top.
Ada juga yang
both,
di atas.
both way. You need the arrow from the top and the bottom, but this work more towards
Bawah.
the bottom. Correct. Yeah.
Maknanya inilah teknologi yang diorang guna dekat F1 tu
Yes,
kan.
correct. Yeah.
Okey, faham. Move tu dia punya jantung. Benda yang
the heart.
paling ikonik pasal Ferrari. Orang kata kalau macam sekarang Zen F1, bila F1 dia kecilkan sisi, dia orang kata itu bukan supercar dah.
True. But technology is packed with full of technology.
Tapi aku tak peduli. Pada aku enjin ni yang besar macam ni, inilah dia Ferrari.
Me too.
Ah.
For me, I'm an old school guy. I prefer V8, V10. I love the sound, especially when it's NA, you know. So now, before we open the aquarium, I like to call this an aquarium. It looks like an aquarium. Okay, as we all know, the 430 come with a 4.3 liter V8 normal aspirated engine. The original engine produces 490 brake horsepower with 343 pounds of torque. That's crazy. Now, my car, however, is pushing out 510 horsepower. It's a little bit faster than Scuderia. Now, you probably wonder why. Well, I did some remapping on the engine, and I've also changed the header of the exhaust system. Therefore, it allowed my car to push up to 510 horsepower. Plenty for a car like this.
So you dah modify lah enjin ni, bukan
Yes.
stock lagi kan?
Yes, I did. And 0 to 60 in this car, I'm talking about miles per hour, 0 to 62 is somewhere just under 4 seconds in this car. Okay, so it's not really fast, but back in 17 years ago when they designed this car, that kind of benchmark is quite remarkable.
Antara kalau dulu-dulu ni antara yang terlaju lah.
Yes, today is no big deal. Today cars are a lot faster with better technology, they're lighter, with better material that been built on the car, therefore they can achieve like 2.5, 3 seconds, you know, things like that. But again, back in the day, this sort of car, this sort of technology the time, as I mentioned, is remarkable. In this case, this car, it's well balanced, it's well designed, so really you don't need to do too much work about it, and it's just beautiful already.
Okay,
Yep.
aku percaya apa yang Zen cakap pasal dia dah bawa kereta ni lama dah.
Okay.
So, tanpa buang masa, kita nak tengok dia punya interior pula.
Yep. Let's move on to the interior of the car.
Jom kita masuk dalam. Okay Zen, sekarang kita duduk kat dalam kereta ni. Satu benda yang surprise, selalunya kereta supercar ni bila kita duduk dia ada sikit sempit lah. Tapi Ferrari ni macam
Plenty of leg room,
Yeah.
plenty of headroom,
Yeah.
so it's very spacious inside. It's a big car, Rudy. It's not a small car.
tapi dia rendah.
Yeah, the car is low, but then it's spacious, you know, and most of the space taken by the engine. The engine space, boot space is actually bigger than the actual
Cockpit.
Yeah, cockpit space. Yeah. So, yep, this is a typical Ferrari interior. Now, do you know until today, Ferrari still handcraft all the leather, the stitches, and some of the body panel. Due to handmade, sometimes you cannot get the perfection because they're handmade. Therefore, there is always a little bit of imperfection. But that's okay because you know that these things are bespoke. They are handmade just for you. So you must be able to accept a little bit of imperfection sometimes, but not all the time.
Betul. Aku menganggap apa-apa benda yang dia tak perfect tu ialah macam lukis tangan lah. You suka lukis tangan ke you suka benda yang di capture?
Good point.
Pakai tangan ni walaupun sebenarnya mata kita nampak benda ni dia macam antara perfect and sengit-sengit sikit, tapi sebenarnya benda-benda tu yang buat dia nice tau. Yang buat you akan pandang lebih lama dekat situ sebab you tengok macam okey macam tu. Kalau dia terlampau perfect, you akan nampak dia sekali je, you akan pandang dia sekali je. Tapi bila dia ada sikit, you akan pandang banyak kali. Dan dia buat benda ni like an art. Sebenarnya I nampak Zen, all the red line is the line ni is the art.
Yes, correct. It's not a perfect straight line, but you know you are 100% correct. You're buying a piece of art basically.
Betul.
Yeah.
Dan aku suka benda ni macam 28 Formula 1 World Title. Dekat sini pun ada logo Ferrari dan juga ni apa?
Oh, the championship
punya
basically
flag.
the flags
And then ada F1 punya ni. Ni yang dia paling dibanggakan ialah kereta F1
transmissions. The F430 is famous because of the F1 transmission technology basically. Right, now let's talk about the interesting stuff, cool gadget, okay? Not a lot of gadget, but it's something quite remarkable when Ferrari first introduced on a road car that with a magneto steering wheel knob which has 5 different driving mode experience. Now this is something back then was a huge innovation from Ferrari.
Kalau tanya I,
Okay.
Ni macam F1 punya steering lah.
Yes,
Correct?
correct, with all the knob, yeah. So here you can see there are 5 different modes that provide 5 different driving experiences for the driver. To start off with, as you can see, the first one is actually snow, meaning during snowing time. And also the next one is slippery conditions in the wet. Then the third one is actually a sports mode. Then you have the race mode, which means when you go to the track, this is one of the mode that is the most useful. And then finally, the CBT mode. Now,
Apa tu CVT?
good question. Don't ask me what CBT. After all these years on Ferrari, I never actually bothered to find out what's the meaning of CBT. CBT mode is basically when you turn on this mode, all hell break loose. The car's got no traction control. The car will be sliding everywhere and lots of fun. So it's my favorite mode. All the other 4 mode is irrelevant to me. I only interested in the CBT mode, which is the best mode for me.
Baby go baby lah. Okay Zen, ni soalan-soalan lazim lah kan. Berapa kelajuan F430 ni?
Top speed? Top speed is 196 miles per hour, which is about 315 kilometers per hour.
Jalan raya Malaysia yang mana boleh sampai kelajuan macam tu?
Yeah, even so, I wouldn't dare to go that fast. I think no, yeah. But like I said, you know, pretty impressive for a car that is 17 years old. Back then, capable of reaching 196 miles or 315 kilometers per hour is a huge, achievement. Now I'm pretty sure you want to find out how we start the F430.
Ya, betul.
Ya.
Aku tak sabar nak tengok tu engine start tu macam mana.
Very straightforward. The key in, have the foot on the brake, left foot, and all you need to do is hit the button. There you go. Okay. Now, this car does not have a P button, a parking
Tak
button.
ada parking
Correct.
Dia
This
tak ada parking punya.
no, it's very straightforward. If you want to go neutral, it just double shift on the pedal, it just go neutral. And if you want to go on the first gear, just hit the first button. And if you want to go reverse, just have your foot on the brake, hit the R button. That R does not stand for racing, okay?
Oh.
R stand for reverse.
Oh.
Not racing mode, okay?
Okay.
Yes, reverse.
Kalau bahasa Melayu dia, you kena tukar U lah. Undur.
And then if you want to park the car, just from reverse, you just hit double pedal neutral or you hit first gear and then off you go.
Maknanya you park dengan gear lah.
Yes, correct. You have to park with gear. If you don't park in gear, the alarm bit will come off.
Betul-betul kereta racing.
And then of course you have the handbrake. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's straightforward. Nothing too fancy about it.
Tadi you cakap top speed dia berapa?
196 miles per hour, which is about 315 kilometers per hour.
Dalam kelajuan macam tu, macam mana kereta dia punya react?
Handling. Well, this car at 186 miles per hour, it produces 300 kilo of downforce. That's a lot of downforce. 300 kilos. Yeah. It's like what, 2 motorbikes worth of weight,
Yeah.
So in terms of handling, this car handled really well because earlier I mentioned why I love this car is so raw, because this car is equipped with Ross joint suspension. A Ross joint suspension is very different from the conventional suspension. Conventional suspensions are made of either rubber or Teflon. Now in this case, Ross joints are basically bearings. Yeah, they're very stiff, metal to metal, exactly like how my race car has been built. You can feel every single bump, every single pothole, and all through your butt, through the steering wheel. It's so sensitive and you can feel everything, and it's very, very stiff. That's why the handling of this car is built like a race car.
Okay, untuk pemahaman aku lah untuk pemahaman kita. Kereta biasa, apa yang menyambungkan besi dengan besi ialah getah. Ataupun Teflon lah, getah keras tu. Tapi dekat Ferrari, this Ferrari or all Ferrari?
No, this particular
Ferrari,
one, the 430.
430, dia menggunakan teknologi Ross joint di mana besi dan besi disambungkan dengan bearing. Kalau kita main go-kart pun sama.
Yes, correct.
Itu yang buatkan dia stiff lah. Dan dia keras. So handling dia sepatutnya
Sensitive, sharp, yeah.
Itu yang buat dia boleh handle kelajuan yang macam tadi weh. Okay, kita tak nak cerita banyak dah. You don't go any further. Dah cerita panjang-panjang lagi kan?
I think
it's about time.
we cover pretty much everything. We already cover pretty much everything.
So dah lah Zen. Cukup lah Zen. Jom kita bawa jalan-jalan dengan
Let's
kita
go for a spin. Yep. Sounds good to me.
Oh my god. Piston power kan macam no effort tau this car.
Very little effort.
What's the right way to you said kereta ni jangan apa you kata tadi, jangan sayang kan?
Yeah.
So what's the right way to treat the Ferrari?
Well, like this. This is how you're supposed to drive it.
This is a real smile, you know. It's not the fake smile. This is orgasm.
But again, we're in the public road.
Yeah,
You have to be very careful lah. You just do it for a short little burst, and then buang steam sikit,
lah.
and then after that, okay.
get the adrenaline sikit and then tapi yelah rugilah kalau pakai Ferrari you tak rasa dia punya kuasa kan.
That's why we take it to the track, like Sepang and all that, you know. At least when we're there, you know that you're safe, you're in a proper environment, in a controlled environment. You don't have to worry about other traffic.
Suspension is Ferrari punya
Original. Yeah.
dia boleh soft hard ke apa ke?
Yes,
boleh?
you can. Now it's at maximum hard because I'm driving on the race mode. So if you put a sport, then it's medium, and then you go to like slippery, you go soft. Yeah.
Slippery ni kalau hujan.
Yeah.
Semua lah.
Especially go soft. Yeah. And when you go to race mode, the exhaust valve also open up. It's got louder. Yeah. But now, in my case, because mine's already mod, it makes no difference. Mine is loud all the time. Anything after 2,500, the valve hook up, it's just loud all the way, screaming. Yeah. This is how we get our donut.
Okay Zen, that was very interesting donut. Aku first time rasa duduk dalam Ferrari, dia punya kelajuan semua memang superb babe. So Zen, kalau kita punya penonton suka dengan apa yang kita buat, apa yang diorang kena buat?
Well, leave a comment down there and then tell us what you like to view, what you like to see, and me and myself, Rudy, will try our very best to accommodate whatever your request.
Betul tu. Kita akan cuba cari lebih banyak kereta-kereta menarik, supercar, dan juga the best part is kita akan interview dia punya owner kan?
Yes. The whole program is about inspiring people and also educational. Basically what we're going to do is to speak with the successful individual entrepreneur who owns supercar and to share their success story, which in return to inspire as many people as possible. So that's the whole idea for this program. Yeah.
Okay, very good concept for me and up to you guys.
Right. And lastly, I'd like to apologize for the background noises. I'm pretty sure you all heard some motorbike noises, the tires squeaking, the go-kart sound, whatever, you know, engine noises, because we are situated at a racetrack.
Yes.
So therefore, that is something we can't avoid, you know, from time to time. Anyway, it's a good thing. Noise is fine. I hope you guys don't mind, and also we hope that you will enjoy watching our first episode. And again, if anything you'd like to suggest, just leave us a comment, and we will get back to you
As soon as possible.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching, and we're looking forward to see you in the next episode. Okay, bye.